separately. Over to you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Imaad Sheikh, and I'm 20 years old. So, first off, why am I sitting in the car? Is because I'm in the middle of Western Ghats and I was traveling. So I kind of put the spot here, and so that's why I'm in a car. That's okay. Um, how did I start my open learning? Fun fact: my dad owns a school. So he told me that 600 बच्चे पढ़ रहे about. Can I use Hindi?
Go ahead. Let's see. If people object, we'll have to translate it for them. So mix in the English, whatever you are comfortable with.
Yeah. So I was in 5th standard. Papa ki, it was my father's school. He got a complaint from the teacher here. She said that he's not concentrating in any subjects. He doesn't mingle with other kids and all of that. So my dad asked me, "Oh, what's happening?" So I told him, "Meko ye sab padna, sorry, I don't want to do all this subjects and all of that." He knew that I was sharp in other things, but this I was not getting into. So 5th standard was the last standard I did regularly in the normal school. After that, 13, I guess 14 institutions or places like Aarohi, I have changed. I have been in 13 to 14 different places, universities, international schools, whatever you want to call it, in 20 years of my whole life, right? So I started shifting into other universities which I could relate to. I couldn't relate to any of those. And then at last I ended up in Aarohi. I was about 14, 15 years old when I was in Aarohi. Not 14, 13, I guess. 13 years old. 4 years I was in Aarohi. What I wanted to become was a pilot, right? I wanted to become a commercial pilot. I started my journey of becoming a commercial pilot. For 3 years, I practiced becoming a commercial pilot, like how I'm going to become a commercial pilot, what it takes to become a commercial pilot, what is the journey, what do you want to learn, what are the certificates you want to have. So 3 years, I did the commercial pilot thing. In the journey, I talked to a lot of pilots, right? The commercial pilots. The all of them, like I talked to about 50 to 45 of them. All of them told me that this is not the peaceful job or the job you want to have, whatever you're looking into. So then I dropped commercial pilots, the whole me becoming a commercial pilot suddenly, and then I started doing what I wanted to do, like what I'm doing right now is business, right? I am into business, and yeah, so that's what I do right now. I'm 20 years old, and yeah, currently I'm doing business with my dad. The business is I'm trying to create a product which I can display to the wider audience. Yeah, that is me till now.
Imaad, little talk about, thanks, but a little talk also about how you have been to grow this business inside you, how you have been doing, associating, interning with different organizations, trying to understand, doing different things. Somehow I want to highlight your doing part, the doing, Imaad, because that's how I know you. Right. So a little talk about that. I think that's very, very valuable because most of the people think that, oh, I need to study something, while what you show is what you believe in and what your dad believes in, and what we all like is this doing part. Let's learn by doing stuff. So a little share about that, different things that you have been doing, not that you have been only doing one thing. And I like that.
Yeah. So doing is like my core thing, right? I don't um, I'm always up there for exploring. I never plan some things a lot. Like I don't I plan it, but not in very detailed. So out there I'm just like, whatever's happening, I'm towards it, right? Even my father tells he has a lot of connections in businesses, but he doesn't give it to me just like that. He tells me कि आपको जाको आपको explore करना है उसे. So I go in there, explore it. So that's what the doing part is. Yeah.
So maybe a quick list just to give people an idea. What are the different things you have done in the last few years? Different things. It's a list just to give an idea.
Okay. Yeah. So a lot of things. Lately I'm into a lot of things. I was into a lot of things. I've done video, whatever. Do you want me to share all those? Like the
Whatever is coming to your mind, just share. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm into
We are valuing your sharing. So go ahead.
okay. So I'm into video creations. I'm into product making. I'm into just making stuff. Um, I'm into a lot of aeronautics, space. I'm into everything. Wherever I go, I'm like, yeah, बहुत अच्छा है ये. So I can't list it out, but yeah, I've done those things to see what they throw back at me. So yeah. So yeah, it's video editing, making, uh, going to different places, exploring a lot of things, and then commercial pilots, sports, football.
Sports
Uh,
industry is one thing you are seriously looking into. Yes.
yeah, sports, and then yeah, food. Yeah, right now I'm
Food
trying to
industry.
create food industry and all of that. Yeah, I've done a lot of things. I cannot naming it.
I don't know,
It's
just to get a sense of that. That's the
yeah.
whole idea. Yeah.
So I've never been restricted or
Imaad,
yeah.
can you just share that part wherein you were just going to in flare, you were just going to share that my father said कि 600 बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, something like that you were starting, and then with the Hindi thing you just left it there. Can you just
Okay.
continue there?
Yeah. So, yeah, my father runs a school. It's not because he wants to profit out of it. It's just because we live in a very small town, so he wants to provide a certain kind of education. But for me, he has a different, an agenda. When I was in fifth standard, he did not tell the teacher ki aap. He did not tell the teacher ki. He did not tell me ki why aren't you studying and all of that. He took me to a farm and then he told me what's happening. Like he asked me क्या चल रहा है आपके दिमाग में. He knew that I liked a lot of different things, so that's why he shifted me into this open learning space. He asked me like करना क्या चाहते हो आप. So I told him I don't want to learn. I don't want to be like the other kids. So yeah, that is where I shifted my whole thing of not going into a traditional schooling. So yeah. Is that what you were asking, or I just completely?
I just wanted that dialogue. 600 बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, फिर आगे क्या? Something he said.
Chase? No. I was trying to say, yeah, 600. He had told me something. I was saying that 600 बच्चे वहाँ पे पढ़ रहे हैं, लेकिन मेरे को उन्होंने उठा के वहाँ पे रख दिया. तो ऐसा है. Because he educates so many people. It is a traditional school, right? The school is a traditional school, but I am anti-traditional school. So he was like, so I was also shocked. A lot of people were shocked. Till date, they are shocked. Like, what is he doing? You are running a school and he is not doing anything traditional and all that.
Okay, Imaad, you're okay. We can open up to the audience. People can ask you questions.
Yeah. Please
Okay.
ask me questions because I'm not able to speak.
Yes. So the floor is open. Please, please ask questions, whatever you want to. And
Can I go first?
yeah, anybody. It's an open thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting, Iman. I just want to know, like, so many things you're exploring. How was? I think I understand your father could understand you, and he could give you that freedom. But still, did you do it all alone? Like, what was the support from your parents, or you had to explore all these places all by yourself? What was going on in your mind during those periods?
Uh, So I would like to go a little back in our generation. So my grandfather is a very top-notch farmer. Okay, so he has got three doctorates, and he left schooling when he was in ninth. He left schooling because he couldn't pay the full fees. Okay, so So today he has a very huge name, and he's just bonkers all about it. He's no more, but so he was all that kind of thing. Every single time my father talks about this traditional schooling, he's always like, you cannot build something, or you cannot have a very good foundation, or you cannot live a happy life. Sorry, but these words can hurt your kind of thing. You cannot have a happy life till you do something you love, right? uh, Even Steve Jobs told that the real flex in this in the life is doing some earning money by doing something you love. So my father, my grandfather, they both are the same niche. My father also, he started everything whatever he's doing today when he was 17, 19. He left, he did the degrees and all of that, but he was never serious about it. So the support has always been there. He has never restricted me from doing exploring anything new, but he has restricted me where I could, go down. But yeah, so that's the support he has always provided me with. Because it has been in his generations, right? We have been breaking the traditional schooling journey in our generation. So that was my whatever help he did. So that's what his mindset is all about. So that's how he supports me.
That was the support. I think I have a follow-up question. When you are exploring this, was there a fear factor? Like, I'm wasting time.
Mm.
Like, is this right thing I'm doing? Am I going to waste time? Did that come? Like, so many things you explored. Every time you stopped and you changed, did that come into picture? Like, oh, I wasted time. I should have done something. Any comparison was happening with your peer group doing something else?
Uh, the first time, the second time, the third time, yeah, a little bit fear was there for me, but not for my parents. The fourth, the fifth, the sixth, whatever times I changed, every single time I changed the passion, the profession, or the exploring, I learned something from it. Right, I used to learn something from it. Whenever I did the piloting course, I talked to so many pilots. They all told me that this is not how it's done. It's not the way you think it is. So I learned a lot of things while I was doing it. Right, I never मेरे को कभी negative नहीं हुआ इसमें से. I was not in the लॉस तो कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा था मेरे को इसमें. एवरीथिंग वाज पॉजिटिव, एवरीथिंग वाज स्टेबल. सो फियर फैक्टर फॉर अ फ्यू months or maybe a year or so, yeah, it was there for me. But after that, I'm chill, like डरना नहीं है इसमें.
One more, sorry, I'll take up one more last question. Another thing is, when you are exploring this, I think did it this may cost you something, go learn something, or you know for you maybe your parents were supporting, they might be having to spend money, and what is the outcome. Do you think it may work for everybody, like investing time and not getting anything? Some of the things may require money, you invest time and they may not find that interesting later. So if parents are able to afford, that is different thing, but maybe somewhere you had that stability in your parents, this may not affect them. But in case if you had the factor, this may not I mean my parents may not be able to afford this, that stability was not there, do you think you would have taken so many uh, challenges or explorations or change of interests, exploring them? Sorry if it is.
Eh, So when I was 13 years old, I wouldn't have taken that risk. But right now, if you would have asked me, yeah, I would have taken the whole risk of whatever this might take me to. Because the thing is that I don't want, the only thing I always keep remembering is I don't want to be like everybody else in this world. I want to be something else, or if it is good or bad, I don't care. But I don't want to be like everyone else. So I think this puts me in there. So when I was 13 years old, my parents pushed me towards it. Uh, Not pushed me, but they showed me a way that there's something like this too. But
Supported.
yeah, so when I was 13 years old, I wouldn't have done it. But if if I was this age, then I would have done it. then I would have done it from now on. So yeah, affordability, supportiveness. Back then I wouldn't have done it, but this age I would have done it. That answers your
Vijeta,
question.
one more beautiful thing that Imaad has also highlighted, that everything that he was picking up, he was learning from it. It was never a failure for her, or he was never taking it like I'm quitting from it. He took the beautiful learning part of it and then moved on to the next thing.
Yeah. So
More questions from different people who are there in this call. You may have a different thought in your mind.
Yeah.
That
Could you share like how you found your final calling and how Aarohi helped you find it?
Aarohi, imagine I'm in a big ocean and a boat comes and picks you up. That's what Aarohi did for me. I was all over the place, but then Aarohi suddenly came and then it actually did the whole thing where today I'm standing, right? So it put me into structure. Ki you have to do all these things to get here, right? So back then I was like, मेरे को सिर्फ pilot बनना है. कैसे बनना है? I don't know. But when I came to Aarohi, then I knew, okay, first you have to do 10th, then you have to do 12th, then you have to write something called an R1 exam, then you have to do typewriting, then you have to go get the license, then you have to go to the airline, then go tell them that I am a pilot, then you have to pay them, then you become a pilot, then you become a first officer, then after that you become a captain, after that you become a flight instructor. So that's what Aarohi taught me. No, of course, not the commercial pilot thing, but that's what Aarohi taught me, how to handle your profession or how to handle your passion, and Aarohi also taught me that this is also a way, you don't have to always say that many 96% kiya hai 10th mein, that he's the only big person and all of that. So that's what Aarohi has helped me with.
Yeah, I have a relative who wants to become pilot. I wanted to show this to him, so I was asking you how you found that is not what you wanted to become and how you found your true calling. So how did that happen through Aarohi or whatever ways?
Should I say the specifically how did that happen, or
Yeah, for you specifically, how
yeah.
did that happen?
So Ratnesh used to always tell me that कि जाके बात करो दूसरों से, talk to other people that how they have become a pilot or what is their journey, how did they overcome all the things. So for the first thing was whenever I used to fly, I used to go after they have landed. I used to go. I used to say, "Hi, can I ask you a question?" Yeah. Then they used to tell me that I want to become a pilot. I'm very interested in all that. Every single time they used to tell me, "This is not a good job. It is very boring. Aapko, you have to wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, on all of that. For passion, for a very big dream, you whatever you're thinking about this dream, this is ain't gonna happen. But for a good profession, this is a good profession." So that's how I learned. Then after that, uh, I came down. So I had to do 10th, right? So 10th, I did not like doing it, trigonometry and all of that, but I was doing it for the pilot course itself. So yeah, the whole thing of becoming the writing 10th and 12th and all of those exams, that was becoming kind of a burden for me, because I left fifth. That I left fifth because I don't had to write all these things, but then I was coming back to it. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. One more thing was that it was a very closed, like I said, I don't want to be some like everyone else. It was a very closed structure. For 10 years you become a first officer, then 15 years piloting. So I was like, freedom nahi mil rahi yahan pe. You have to work under someone. So also my grandfather told me that he told me, we have never worked under a particular boss, then why are you trying to work under a boss? So boss, so that's why I left piloting.
Yeah, but who
Commercial.
is funding your business? Like, are you, can you tell about your business? Because it looks like from what even Vijeta was asking, maybe you're a rich parent's kid and you had the luxury to do all this and they're still funding your business. And how do we know that? Can you tell about your
I
business?
want to interfere here. Even if I assume that his father has billions, he would not give a single rupee to Imaad. He will let Imaad, knowing his dad, he will push Imaad to figure out how he does it.
I'm going to answer this question, this particular question, Ratnesh. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. I had been to a very big office. All right, he owns the India's circular chain of food production, all of that. He knows my dad. So I was like, oh, I was very happy that I'm going to get a connection between these two and all of that. My dad made me sit outside his office. He told me that मैंने ये connection बनाया, आपने नहीं बनाया है. So he does all of that things. So to answer Ratesh's point, yeah, he does that. He never lets me go. Even the managers, his managers, he has told them that you're not going to call him sir, you're not going to call him anything. He's working under you, he's not working over you. He doesn't have that much information that you're going to call him sir or you're going to take orders from him. So whenever I go to the factory, whenever I go to the production lineup, I'm supposed to work as a labor. I'm supposed to see what's the only freedom I have is going entering the production line. That's it. I'm not allowed to make calls and then say aisa karo waisa karo. No, I
Could
could
you
have.
elaborate more about your business that you're doing right now? What is the business and are you earning and like how much your turnover is and what are you doing right now?
Turnovers. I
Pradeep, we
can't.
will leave that part. I don't think
Okay.
that's really important. What is really important is, yeah, the journey part. How has he been doing different things? And I think that's one of the things why at least I called Imaad for this call. Apart from just knowing his journey, is to emphasize on the whole aspect. So it's not about Imaad per se, but it's about how he personifies the whole joy of learning by doing. And it's the joy of learning. And forget the earning part. In fact, I don't think Imaad is already earning. He's still trying to figure out which business is it. Imaad, talk about that part rather. So, yeah.
I am still trying to, yeah, like Ratesh has told me, you guys think, no, that's nothing. Uh, I'm in a very low stage of business, as my dad calls it. He tells me that you have to explore a lot of things. I am not earning anything. I'm earning, but I'm not earning. And yeah, so I'm still exploring. I'm doing the business to support my other business. I'm not going into this business and then pursuing the whole thing. Uh, so to clarify my goal right here, I am trying to build a very strong financial stage, right? To where I want to climb, where I want to go, where my goal is, I have to have a very strong financial stage. So I'm working on that first. I'm not going. I'm my dad. Of course, he's not going to lend me money. So for my goal, I have to build the financial stage, and then I have to climb on that. So I told my dad about my goal. So he asked me. So he told me, and okay, now try to find out how you're going to reach it. So the first thing was I have to find a financial. So he gave me ways. Okay, this is the way. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way. Of course, he was never going to lend me money, and I'm never going to ask him to give me the money. So yeah, it's his factory, it's his labs, it's his farming, it's his everything. I'm just going in there, learning how he's doing it. I only travel with him to see how he does it and all of that, right? After that, it's all my thing. So that's how
And
all of this.
Imaad, you also want to share how you've also worked with other organizations, not only his father's organizations, but other production units, other research units, trying to
Yeah.
see how, yeah.
So it's just not working with my father is also like working with others. That's how he treats me. But again, he has thrown me into other directions, telling me to go there and do it. I've worked with a lot of organizations, a lot of production lineups. I worked in Delhi and all of that. It's a very I'm anti-social. I don't like a lot of social people coming and asking me a lot of questions. It is a very big hurdle for me to go enter their factory and tell them not tell them my dad's name and tell my own name and tell them that I want to see how it's done. मेरे को बहुत बार बाहर भी कर दिया गया है. You cannot do that. So yeah, it's a good thing, whenever I am exploring. Please ask me questions. I'm not able to speak.
Yeah, more people can ask if you have questions from Imaad. So, okay, let me also bring in the CoVersity perspective. So, meaning, so Aarohi is trying to offer what, in a way, so Imaad has been part of Aarohi, but he's not part of Aarohi CoVersity, obviously not at this stage. But the whole idea is that one of the ways to learn, I'm not trying to say best ways to learn, I'm just saying one of the amazing way to learn is by doing. And how do you do it? You go and do it with the people who are doing what you like doing, or what you want to do. So in Imaad's case, it's the production that he wants to get into, and in the form in that kind of industry. So he's going and working in those kind of places and trying to understand and learn. So that's what we call as whatever, doing industry work and learning, if somebody is in any other field. So Aarohi CoVersity is about that. It's about youth taking up and doing work in the industry where whichever industry you want to learn about. So in Imaad's case, it's the production industry. In somebody else's case, it could be about, let's say, whatever, fashion or coding or whatever else somebody else wants to do. All right. And which is why we want to interact with these youth who have been kind of part of Aarohi and have gone ahead and kind of developed their own self-led journeys, that it's very much enjoyable, possible, and professionally enriching, to be able to do that journey. And as I think Imaad brought out, very importantly, every experience is even if it's changing industry, changing domain, changing field, it's enriching to the self. I think that's the big one. Yeah. That what it does to me. Yes, I will, what Imaad will do subsequently, whether he'll set up a big factory or he will set up something else, or he may even tomorrow decide to do something small. How does that matter? What matters is what has all of this done to him as an individual, as a person. And I think that's what Aarohi CoVersity is trying to bring, this option to youth, that, hey, you can do it your way by doing intense work in the fields that you are doing. Yeah, so that's, just wanted to bring the context of Aarohi CoVersity. So we don't have to only ask with respect to, when we are thinking about it, and not with respect to that, okay, what has, where is Imaad headed to? That's one beautiful journey to, kind of connect with his journey, but also understand that, hey, a similar journey can happen in any field if anybody wants to work hard. As simple as that. What do you say, Imaad?
I am.
Yeah, Hari, you wanted to share something.
Yeah, I just wanted to share. So, hi, Imaad bhai.
Hi.
Hello, Imaad.
Hi. I
I'm
can't
Hari.
speak, but
Yeah. Now I'm audible.
yeah. I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, I'm Hari from Hyderabad.
Okay.
So, where are you from?
I am from I'm from a very small town called Banwasi in Karnataka.
Oh, okay.
So it's near Sirsi, Banwasi. Yeah.
Okay. So, can you tell me about your journey once? I didn't understand when you started this meeting.
Okay. So the whole journey.
Maybe in summary.
Okay, so I've been open learning for about 9 years, and I am an open learner. I started open learning when I was in 5th standard. I don't know what age I was in. I was in Aarohi for about 4 years. I always wanted to become a commercial pilot, but I dropped becoming a commercial pilot because I explored it and all of that. right? I got to know what's the pros and the cons, so I left. Now I am into something else. I don't want to share the goal, but yeah, right now
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a product and trying to sell it to other people. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone, I am also doing BBA, which is business in bachelor. What's that? Bachelor's in business administration, which my
Oh,
father hates. Like, क्यों कर रहे हो ये सब? So I'm just doing it part time. I don't
okay.
care. I'm just doing it part time. But my main thing is this.
Mhm.
That's the summary.
Okay. So I am also a open learner in Imaad actually.
Uh-huh.
I did open learning when I came out of school. That was in seventh grade.
Mm-hmm.
I did open learning for about 6 years back, maybe 12 or 13, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like you only. I studied very good till first to fifth standard,
Hmm.
but later I didn't know what happened to sixth and seventh.
Okay.
So I told my parents that I don't want to go to school again. I just came out of school. I did athletics in
Mm-hmm.
in a stadium. Uh, I did I did it for the past 5 years.
Okay.
I did sports. I did swimming. I did athletics. Lot more I did. Keyboard, music. I'm interested in music, singing songs, playing keyboard. My my passion was I wanted to become an automobile engineer.
Okay.
I used to have a dream that I need to assemble a motorcycle. Did you hear about Yamaha RX 100 that came out of production in 1996?
Yeah, I know the bike.
It's a two-stroke
Right.
motorcycle.
So Hari, you can, if you want to, at a one-to-one level, more connect with Imaad. Yeah, I can pass on the details, and if you need some connection with him. So Hari is also,
Yeah.
yeah, as he said, he's an open learner and trying to figure out how he can do this journey. So he's, I think, getting all excited when he's hearing your journey. So yeah, so I can connect you with Imaad if you want to, and you can ask him more specific details if you want to. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
But
think
right now, yeah, if you have any specific question about his journey, what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, I guess you both will end up discussing passions and all that, but this meetup is
yeah.
not for that, right? That you can do one-to-one. This meetup is more to understand different journeys. So if you have a question
Okay.
related to that, you're most welcome. If anybody else has any other questions, you can most welcome to ask Imaad. Or if you have any question in general about CoVersity or Aarohi supporting youth to do their professional journeys, you can ask me. Yeah, the floor is open.
Can I go with one more question, please?
Sure, sure.
This is again to Imaad. So, in throughout your journey, you are learning. Now, even pilot becoming a pilot, you dropped it because you met somebody and they shared their experience from which you gauge something. This may not work out for me. So, a passion because of somebody's experience, you dropped it, or you saw that passion was not the right thing. Similarly, the whole process, whatever you tried, is it passion driven? Your passion was coming, uh, did others' experience were altering it, or you are learning from others things that this passion is not viable, or this is not the right passion that I should pursue?
Yeah. So asking different pilots was a very big thing for me, but that's like the 50% of why I left the whole commercial pilot thing. Everything else was me understanding what I was, right? What I wanted. Trying to become a commercial pilot taught me what I wanted. You got the point? So that's yeah, of course the pilots, all of that that got into my head, and like pilots खुद ही कह रहे हैं कि मत बनो यार, तो why should I get into all of this? And other things is that what I wanted to become, that I was slowly exploring. What I wanted to become was slowly getting clear to me.
Mm.
So that's how I shifted my passion, or some whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's not because I gauged, or it's not because I, someone else told me ki chhod do. It's not because of that. I took a lot of time. I talked to my parents. I talked to Ratnesh, Aditi, and all of them. Then I was like, and after that, I'm like, nah, no, this is not happening. So
How did
allegedly,
you gravitate towards business? How did you gravitate towards business?
uh, so I gravitated towards business was because a lot of people who are free, or who are in the freedom of doing whatever they want, are businessmen. One. Second, I wanted to create my own product, and I wanted to see it in others' shops. Right. I wanted to. Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Yes, Imaad, we can hear you.
So I wanted to create a product, and I wanted to sell it. I still want to do it. So I want to create this product, and it has to, like, I want to say that that's my product. I created that. So that's how I got into business. And the third thing is, there are many things, but the third is that like I said, I want something very good. I want a very good financial stage. In order to get that good financial stage, to get to my goal, business is the way. So yeah, that's how I got into business.
Thank you.
Imaad, there is a question in chat from Bhartish. She's asking if you got distracted anytime by mobile gaming, because I think she has a 12-year-old who spends a lot of time on gaming.
So to answer your question, Bharti, mobile gaming, I never saw it as a distraction till today's date. I think gaming is one of the best professions out there. You can do whatever you want, game how much ever you want, and earn money from that. So distraction, I've never called it distraction, but yeah, I have got distracted sometimes. Right now, I never get distracted. Like, I am into whatever I am. Before, I have been distracted with video games, movies, all of that. So that's also a part of learning, right? Whenever you do video games, you start realizing that okay, this is actually not good if you see it in that way. But my parents never told me to not watch video games and all of that. But whenever I used to do a lot of video games, a lot of TVs, a lot of movies, a lot of entertainment, then I started to realize that this is not good. I think maybe in 18, 19, and 20 years old, you'll eventually start realizing that it's not good for your passion or profession or your whatever. So yeah, to answer your question, I've been distracted by video games, but yeah, I never saw it as a distraction. So that's also a learning for me. Social media, yeah, I have been a lot of distracted by social media. Social media till today's date, it distracts me, but how I overcome that that's also a really good thing. So whenever I say to myself that okay, for today this much Instagram or this much Facebook is enough, then I really feel happy that, oh my god, I'm mature, dude.
I like that. That's super, Imaad. Bharti, I don't think you can get a better from the horse's mouth kind of genuine shot at it. But I also want to bring that angle, Bharti, that yeah, we seem to, when we, for example, when you talk about gaming or media or whatever we are talking about, in fact, somewhere that was also kind of a theme today. It wasn't about this, it was about, if the same child is, let's say, all the time, let's say, reading about history, we are possibly very very impressed, and the same child is doing video gaming all the time. But to me, both are just at that time, that is what they are wanting to be engaged in. So somewhere we come from a certain point of view as adults, as parents. This is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad. While those are fine, I'm not saying we shouldn't have those. I'm just saying we should also spend time in understanding from where they are coming from and how it is a journey for them. As Imaad is saying, he never saw it that. I think that's the most beautiful thing you can get from him. It is from his point of views. Yeah. So it has to evolve from them because it's their journey, it's their life. And I think that's what is so beautiful. So thanks, Imaad, for being very genuine about it. And I think that's lovely. Yeah. Yeah, and Bharti, it's not about that at a certain age your child will find it boring. Again, if you are already wanting that, if you're wanting him to find boring at a certain age, that's your agenda. Then you are not with him or her, right? But if I'm with him or her, then I'm not trying to predict a future for him or her, but just observing, watching. Yes, I can share my concern if I have one, but that doesn't mean that necessarily they will tie in with your concern straight away. How they look at that concern and how it evolves, I don't know. So yeah, that's how we look at it in open learning. It's not so much about you, it's not so much about how they should grow as per our expectations, rather how they should form their own expectations, their own responsibility, their own structure for themselves. Like how Imaad is very genuinely sharing. Even when I say to myself that I've controlled this, I'm matured. I like that. So it's about that evolution in a way. And I think it's if you ask me, I've seen so many such journeys over the last 15, 16 years that we have been part of Aarohi, and it's amazing to see the evolution, and each journey is very different. Imaad's journey is different from another child. So we can't take it from there that, okay, if this has happened to Imaad, it will happen to my child. So let's not look at it that way.
So I think I'm putting it like that, like after a certain age, I don't think so that will happen. I did it because it was not affecting, but my passion was something else. What if your 12-year-old wants to become a professional video game player, right? After 12 years, after 8 years, what if he becomes the best sniper shooter in the whole world? He plays for Call of Duty and all of that. So after that, he will start to realize, or whatever, like, he plays video games for about 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, and after that, of course he has to go to sleep, of course he has to eat. So pushing the whole agenda of the whole thing of telling the video games, movies, and all of these things are distractions. I don't think they are distractions. Today, in this day and age, I watch movies to see how they have edited it or how they have done the color grading. I watch movies for that. I don't watch it because of the entertainment part, but I have to watch a movie every week, to how they have color graded it or how they have edited it. So putting it as a distraction, I think that's a wrong formula for me, but however you want to put it.
Imaad, you do sound very mature. Thank you. I think that was super.
Anything else?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Anybody else? Any other question? We have already kind of retained Imaad for almost 50 minutes. Yeah, if we are kind of, anybody else has,
I want to add some. Someone was asking me about the turnover. I'm not going to say the turnover, but I'm like vaguely trying to understand. You asked it because if this kind of system is going to provide you with money or not. So can you answer my question?
Yeah, just know, was it like, are you still funded by your parents, or are you making money at least to sustain yourself? Was the main intention, not to see whether you
No,
of
course, I got.
10 million.
Yeah. So you're trying to get to the point, but are you properly surrounded by whatever sustainably making money? So yeah, I am sustainably making money, and I want to add this question. I want to add this. like very strictly that people who are out there from 70 who have broken the traditional system are getting paid or are in the whole, the whole earning very quickly, more than they are very quickly into this stream of getting paid or sustainably or making more money than any other person out there. So to
Great.
answer your question, yes, I am doing it, and these kind of systems work properly also outside the whole professional thing works properly.
Yeah, big +1 to Imaad to that. Thanks, Imaad, for bringing this aspect up, that a
So
lot of open learners are actually, they start earning much earlier, simply because they are much more efficiently moving towards their professional goals.
yeah.
Yeah, yes, absolutely, Imaad.
So
Yeah.
I get the point where parents are like, "Paise kaise kamayega" and all of that, right? So I know how it feels, but this is the real truth that whomever I have seen or whomever I have met, people who have started journeys like me, 21, 22 years old, they are just bonkers out there. They have their own profession. They meet people who they've never, So I talk to people, I have a lot of friends in Dubai. So those people, they have totally left their traditional system and all of that. 17, 18-year olds earning like ultimately millions. I'm not joking. They're earning millions. So that's a very big motivation for me. But and also it has to be a really big motivation for you too, like the parents. So it's not a आप रिस्क बहुत नहीं ले रहे हैं यहाँ पे, बहुत कम रिस्क ले रहे हो. You're not totally going into a very black hole. Wherever you enter, it's very bright. So that's how I want to put it. I don't know if I'm putting it in a proper way. I know my words are very harsh here. Whenever people talk to me, I become rude and I start saying all these words. So, तुम क्या कमा रहे हो? So, I'm sorry for that, but yeah.
No, I think you beautifully come out, Imaad. There was nothing harsh. You were absolutely bang on. Too good.
Yeah. And that's actually true. Even if it's not in terms of money, people are actually being able to enjoy what they are doing. I always hold that as the central thing. Yes,
That's
Imaad.
that's the core part. The real flex, what I think is, and whoever told me, the real flex in your life is doing what you love for your earnings. You don't have to go to work today, but when you say that you don't have to go to work today, but I get to work today for what I do. So that's what I think. Whenever you love what you're doing, and that makes you money. You love what you're doing, and that earns you respect. You love what you're doing, and that leads your life. Is where I think everything has to be. That's where open learning or whatever comes in.
Super. I think this is awesome. Thanks, Imaad. Thanks for making out time for all of us. And obviously, we will stay connected. And I'm sure we'll call you again to inspire another group of people and so on.
Inspired.
You don't realize that, but yeah, a lot of things you put it up front, and then people can think how they want to look at themselves. It's only, we are providing only an option, you know that very well.
Yeah.
So thank you, Imaad, and thank you everybody for being part of this meetup. And we keep meeting different people in these meetups. And next Saturday we have a family, a mother and a daughter coming in more at the 5 o'clock slot. So you can meet them, and the daughter is younger, and we are talking more about the younger age group, as in the 10, 11, 12 age group. So that's planned for next Saturday. And just a reminder, we keep meeting every Saturday. And also a reminder that, Aarohi or CoVersity or open learning, whether you do it from home, whether you do it with the Aarohi community, is just an option. At least I think people should be aware that, there's a possibility that I can live life or, and lead myself in this way. So that's where we are. Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining, and thanks again, Imaad. And let's stay connected.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Imaad.
Thank you, everyone, and bye.
Thank you, Matt.